Hello, good morning. Welcome to Gaming Insight Daily for Thursday, June 5th, 2025, Nintendo Switch 2 launch day. I'm Steve Saylor. This is your daily show of gaming news, accessibility news, or updates about my life. I have McDonald's coffee this morning. And you may be wondering, yes, why am I also wearing a Super Nintendo World shirt and it's Switch 2 launch day, and I don't have a Switch 2 in my hands? Well, it's because literally after I finish recording this episode and uploading it, I'm going to be going to pick up my Switch 2, thanks to a friend of mine who had an extra pre-order and also an unexpected little bump, an extra pay for a gig that I did. I have enough to be able to go get one. So I'm going to be going picking that up right after this. So stay tuned later today for an unboxing video and probably my first look at the accessibility stuff within the system itself. So yeah, and then I'll probably be streaming it later on today with probably Mario Kart World, maybe a bit of Cyberpunk, because I've been interested to be able to try that out. We'll see. The day is kind of very amorphous in regards to content. So, because this literally, me getting a Switch 2 literally kind of just happened within the past like 48 hours. So a lot has kind of like changed in everything. I was originally going to go buy, maybe try out getting it at midnight last night. I was going to technically try to go out maybe this morning, but then literally like with 12 hours ago, a friend of mine came in and said like, hey, I've got a pre-order that's coming in. Do you want it? And I said yes. And it already just arrived, so I can basically go pick it up at any time. I'm excited. But today, this video, we're not talking about the Switch 2 at the moment because we have some Summer Game Fest news to talk about. Yesterday was Sony PlayStation State of Play, which I'm excited to be able to, I was excited. I went into host mode for a second. I thought I felt like I was hosting a PlayStation event. No, I'm not. I watched it last night, the State of Play. If you want to be able to check out my reaction to that, I went did it on my Twitch channel. I might upload the reaction to here on YouTube. I'm not sure. Reaction videos don't do super well on this channel as of late, so we'll see. I purposely didn't upload it last night because I'm gonna sleep on it, figure out in the morning. And I'm still thinking about it. So, but let's talk about everything that was announced during Sony State of Play, and I'm going to give my honest review of the State of Play. So first up, this is not in order, but this is just how IGN has written it. This is written by Adam Bankhurst. Thank you, Adam Bankhurst, because I was trying to find like an article just anywhere, just like everything that was announced. And IGN was the first one that came up, which is awesome. All right, first up is the 007 First Light reveals new young James Bond with The Walking Dead's Lenny James set to co-star. That's cool, actually. This one actually was very unexpected. I did not think that that James Bond's trailer would be in the Sony State of Play. I don't think anyone predicted that. We knew that there was going to be an IO Interactive showcase at some point. I think it's Friday or tomorrow, as of recording this, that they're going to talk about James Bond First Light. But I didn't think that they were going to announce it or have the trailer for it during Sony State of Play, which is very, very cool. I'm not going to show the trailers because if there's any copyright any copyright music or stuff like that, I don't want to get this in trouble. So that's also kind of one of the reasons why I don't upload reactions anymore, because the copyright stuff. But trailer looks great. I think that it definitely shows a very younger Bond and kind of learning the ropes, and basically, as they say in the trailer, as the slogan is, earn the number. You have to earn your 007 status. So I think that's a cool way. It's a prequel to James Bond, which is pretty cool. So I'm on board with that. I like that a lot. Marvel Token Fighting Souls is a 4v4 fighting game from the developer of Guilty Gear. Arc System Works, the developer of Guilty Gear series and Dragon Ball Fighter Z, has confirmed it is working on a 4v4 Marvel fighting game called Marvel Token Fighting Souls that is set to be released in 2026 for PS5 and PC. If you've not seen this, I'll mute this so you can be able to see it at least. This was the surprise announcement at the end of the State of Play. No one knew this was coming. No one knew what this was, but it looked like basically an anime Marvel game, and I was like, wait, what? I was at this point in the trailer that they're showing the kind of the drawings of the characters, and I'm like, this is very anime Marvel. Like, what is happening? And then And then they switched up to basically it's a fighting game. And I'm like, yes, this makes so much sense. You'll see that basically the theme of this state of play was solidifying PlayStation's efforts in the fighting game genre. The fighting game genre, the fighting game community, PlayStation has already kind of had their hand in it because they own EVO, which is one of the predominant fighting game tournaments or fighting game events in the world. So they own it, and it makes sense that they would eventually start making more fighting games. And this seems like a perfect partnership. Guilty Gear is well known for their for making extremely well balanced and well played fighting game with Guilty Gear. I will say that their accessibility is very lacking at Guilty Gear. I think that's out of all the fighting games that I remember I had to review at one point, Guilty Gear was kind of like one of the lesser accessible games. So I'm hoping that with partnering up with PlayStation and that they do have a push internally for accessibility that they would consider it. But then again, this is a Japanese studio, so we don't know. It's kind of up in the air whether or not we're going to have any accessibility. But the thing is, fighting games are also generally accessible almost kind of like just from the concept of it. It's kind of one of those things when you talk about it's sort of what's accessible design is just good game design. A lot of good game design elements are in fighting games, especially with you don't need to use a camera because it's all on one plane or on 2D plane, but also because it's on 2D plane, that means for blind players, you essentially don't have to you don't have to worry about a camera. You just have to worry about basically what's left and right. And if they have sound effects and audio cues that go within the left to right channels, it definitely could help out players being able to know when attacks are coming and when to be able to block. If there is additional accessibility, like what they have done for Mortal Kombat 1 and also Street Fighter 6, with its sort of radar type audio effects and also potentially screen reader and stuff like that, I think this could definitely be still a contender for good accessible fighting game. So hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, we'll see some accessibility of this. Hopefully coming next year, hopefully it's not delayed. We also got a new look at Silent Hill F. It reveals its release date and more terrifying footage. I'm not going to show the footage because it's definitely very terrifying, but we got a release date of September 25th, 2025. So coming out this fall. I don't think it will have the same accessibility as Silent Hill 2 Remake did. Well, here's hoping, because literally because of high contrast mode in Silent Hill 2 Remake, it's literally the only reason why I was able to play that game and finish it from beginning to end. So even with how creepy it was. So hopefully they have that in this. I don't know. Also, for Final Fantasy fans, Final Fantasy Tactics was the Ivalice Chronicles is coming to PS5 with classic and enhanced versions. The enhanced version, it'll be coming out September 30th, 2025. The enhanced version includes fully voiced dialogue, an optimized and updated UI, graphical improvements, and even some quality of life features like a Squire difficulty setting. I think that probably means an easier difficulty setting, so that's good. The classic version will unite the graphics and the gameplay of the original 1997 version with the renowned War of the Lions translation. However, it will include some new features like autosave. This is good. This is really, really good, because I'll mute this trailer here, but this is, and I'll skip sort of ahead because this is where they kind of show the graphics a little bit. There was one section here that they... Here we go. So that basically, here's the updated UI. It's kind of hard to see, I know, but bear with me here. But basically, the enhanced version seems to have quite a bit of accessibility improvements, obviously with an optimized UI and graphical improvements, which is great. It fully voiced dialogue, which is great for blind players. Don't want to say it's going to be super great all across the board, because if there's no screen reader, that might be difficult to kind of for the game to be accessible for fully blind players. But having fully voiced dialogue is a big step in that direction compared to the original, and also a Squire difficulty setting. Another great thing for accessibility. So if you just want to, it seems like I would imagine the Squire version, the difficulty is a little bit of an easier or story mode based difficulty. So I love that. That's great. I think that is going to be, I think I've never played Tactics, so this might be one for me to jump into. We shall see. I even saw apparently Ben Starr is going to be playing a character in this one, so I'm like, all right, hey, Ben Starr's good. He's now sort of a staple in the Final Fantasy now, so why not? All right, next up we got Neo 3 revealed at PlayStation State of Play with a demo that is available as of yesterday, so it is available today if you want to be able to check that out. Metal Gear Solid Delta finally got a new shows off a new Ape Escape mode. Well, we've known about an Ape Escape mode, but they kind of showed a little bit more of how it works. But and then I think we had an announce. Yes, I'm 17 or older. I think we had a release date already. Oh, sorry, my graphics card just kind of froze up for a sec. Yeah, so it's August 28th. Is when Metal Gear Solid Delta comes out. I want to play this. I've never played a Metal Gear game before, and Metal Gear Solid 3 was one that has been highly recommended, so I want to definitely try that out. Yeah, so they announced like this weird also, I don't know, is this camouflage mode or something? I don't know what's going on with this. This is just a weird little additional thing, and all of a sudden he turns into rocks and people are sneaking past him. I don't know. Anyway, it's great. Glad to see we're still locked in with that release date. Awesome. Ghost of Yote is getting a special state of play in July. They showed a tiny preview of this. It was like less than a minute long. Of Ghost of Yote looked like about to be able to attack like a whole village at night. But we're gonna get a special state of play that will reveal much more about this anticipated sequel that is out on October 2nd. Astrobot to get 5 new Vicious Void Galaxy levels and special bots in July. The support of Astrobot has not ended, as some players will be getting 5 new Vicious Void Galaxy levels alongside some new special bots to collect, including a Renegade newcomer. The 5 new levels are called Twin Frog Trouble, Suck It Up, Handhold Havoc, High Inflation, and another that is yet to be named. Additionally, there will be a new Astrobot limited edition DualSense wireless controller released later this year that has a new joyful twist to the touchpad. And they also did say that they're gonna have like some Ghost of Yote bots as well, which is really great. The one that opened the show was Lumines Arise, announced for PS5 and PSVR 2. Yes, they are still supporting the PSVR 2 and will be released in fall of this year, 2025. Lumines is actually made by the same folks who made Tetris Effect. They're the same developer, and it looks like it's kind of have the same sort of things. If you've never played Lumines from the PSP days or from just PlayStation back in the day, definitely recommend checking this out. And the fact it's going to be in a Tetris Effect style looks really cool, looks gorgeous, music sounds great. Definitely recommend that. Pragmata reemerges with a gameplay trailer in a release window of 2026. After last hearing about it in 2023, Pragmata has made its grand return with a new gameplay trailer. In the footage, we see Hugh protecting a little girl named Diana and a ton of stylish action. Pragmata takes place on a moon and tasks our characters with working together to defeat the lunar system AI and return to Earth. What makes Pragmata unique is that you will control both characters at the same time. Capcom will share more details on how that works in the future. Looking forward to that. But they did say that it's going to be coming out next year. So, release window of 2026. We shall see. But hey, great. Awesome. Finally, we get to see some more details about that. Thief is back in a VR game. A new Thief game is on the way in 2025, but it's only being released on PSVR 2 and possibly other VR platforms. We saw a bit of gameplay that included exploring a city, sneaking around as a good thief does, finding treasure, avoiding guards, shooting arrows from the shadows, and much more. So, very cool. If you're a Thief fan, you can be able to get, and you have a PSVR 2. There was only 2 announcements of PSVR 2 in the state of play, and we're getting the Thief. Grasshopper Manufacturers Romeo is a Dead Man is bringing wild action to PS5 in 2026. I'm definitely not showing that trailer because I don't even know what the heck is going on. But Suda51 is making this game, and that makes a lot of sense. Let's read the description. The game stars Romeo Stargazer, and he is stuck between life and death. He's working as an FBI space-time special agent, Deadman, and must hunt space-time's most wanted fugitives through multiple universes. Yeah, it's a super bloody action, crazy twists and turns to blows players' minds, and a whole mess of kinda stereotypical gimmicks. Okay, not my cup of tea, but hey, cool. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection fights its way to PS5 and PS4 later this this year. Digital Eclipse, who has worked on such games as Tetris Forever and Atari 50, the anniversary celebration, has revealed Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, which will provide an incredibly detailed look at the history of the beloved fighting franchise, alongside a collection of games. There will be design documents, early prototype materials, motion capture session, concept art, and more. As for the games, the ones announced so far are Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 4, Mortal Kombat Alliance, Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition. Very cool. I love this, that they're doing a whole Legacy collection. That's gonna be awesome. And it seems as if there was like a documentary sort of style with that trailer that I kind of wonder if they're gonna be releasing at some point, or maybe that is and I just don't know it. Let me know in the comments below. Also, we got new hardware from PlayStation. PlayStation announces Project Defiant, the first wireless fight stick designed by Sony for PS5 and PC. Sony Interactive Entertainment has unveiled Project Defiant, its first wireless fight stick that will be released on PS5 and PC. While more details are forthcoming, PlayStation said it will give players more flexibility to play their favorite fighting games, whether that is wirelessly with the innovative PlayStation Link technology that provides ultra-low latency, or through a wired connection on PS5 or PC. This is great. Again, the theme is they're trying to jump into the fighting game community, and what better way to do that than by creating a brand new piece of hardware and with a fight stick. And we'll see how well that does, how well it compares to other fight sticks once reviews start to come out, or when it comes out, but we shall wait and see for when that comes out. No release date as of yet. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound has a July 2025 release date for PS5 and PS4. Bloodstained: The Scarlet Engagement reveal for PS5. This was one I thought was a kind of a Castlevania like redo or new imagining, but nope, it's not that. Tides of Tomorrow is a new kind of multiplayer game where choices impact others' journeys. Road 96 developer Digix Art's Tides of Tomorrow will officially be released on February 24, 2026, and aims to reimagine multiplayer storytelling by letting your choices impact other players' journeys. Set in a post-apocalyptic ocean world, you will get to follow, quote-unquote, another player who has played before you. Choices also matter. For example, if another player stole something valuable from an important NPC, that character might now hate all Tidewalkers, forcing you to sneak around instead of being welcomed. Like that. I like that. It's that interesting sort of take on this. I would like to see how this plays. Sword of the Sea. I'm not really interested in that. Sea of Remnants looks kind of weird, but it's kind of like a piratey kind of game. I thought it was maybe a Yakuza weird like, but anyway. Survival Climber Karn is landing on PS5 on November 5th, and demo's out now. Digimon Storytime Stranger gameplay trailer was revealed and is coming out on October 3rd. Everybody's golf Hot Shots gets a gameplay trailer and comes out September 5th, 2025. Baby Steps, the game about putting one foot in front of the other, gets a release date of September 8th, 2025. Eurogame's Mystical Journey begins on September 3rd. And that is it for everything that was announced. So, what are my general thoughts on the state of play? I've seen the gamut of people thought, and then people were like, oh my God, this was awesome. I kind of come in the middle. Not to say that it was bad, and I don't want to say that it was like a perfect sort of showcase either. I think that this makes sense for PlayStation at this point in 2025, because right now we're kind of in a sort of a limbo period of 2025 with PlayStation, mainly because of the fact that there hasn't really been a lot of first-party releases as of late. Pretty much since Spider-Man 2 came out, there hasn't really been a lot. I mean, there was a big push, obviously, with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but even then, it's been a slow year for PlayStation right now, and I think that that's due to a few factors. They basically had a lot of games already planned for release during the pandemic, so that was able to kind of sort of help them project further into this new console generation with a lot of great games coming out of the gate. But then also as well, I think that now that the pandemic is caught up to PlayStation, so we're now seeing a little bit of less amount of games. Plus also the other factors of AAA is becoming more expensive. So PlayStation has been cutting budgets short, and basically they're no stranger to layoffs over the past couple years. And then also they had the strategy of that at one point, like they should have been in the middle of their games as a live service sort of push. They originally announced that they were going to have 12 games that were going to come out as live as a service, while the other single party studios were working on their own projects, and that got cut down from 12 to 6 to even half that, to the point where PlayStation is kind of pulling out of those commitments relatively early. We do have some games that we do know about. Obviously, Helldivers 2 being probably the only success that they've had within this space. Concord failed. We saw that did not work out. We have Marathon still to come out, which also has its own troubles right now. That I won't get to. I talked about in another video. Check out my Bungie video that I just did recently. You'll know why. Also as well, what was it? Not Paydays. Fair Games from Jade Raymond Studio in Montreal. I think it's Haven Games or something like that. We don't know anything about that game, and Jade Raymond has left that studio, so we don't know what the future is like for that game. And I'm trying to think of what else. Well, I guess Marvel, this new fighting game is a live service. So I guess we're kind of like they're releasing at least half of what they originally committed to. So I'd imagine that essentially that they were kind of hoping for that these games as service games to kind of like fill in this gap that they're currently in, until they can get more like whatever Naughty Dog's Intergalactic or whatever, like could be the next Last of Us project, or even Sony Santa Monica, whatever Cory Barlog's new project is going on over there, or whatever Guerrilla's working on. So I think that that is kind of where we're seeing PlayStation right now. It's not a bad thing, and by doubling up on their global partners for the state of play is a good showing that okay, PlayStation is still going strong. There are games that are being released on the platform that we are definitely going to want to play on PlayStation. I think yes, a lot of them are going to be multi-platform, and that's so that you do have that choice of whether to play it on Xbox or PC. But they did also kind of announce a few games that are going to be out on PC along with this, and so I think that this is a good move for PlayStation. Is it the best move for PlayStation? I think it's the best move they can make right now. It's the best solution for what they can talk about right now, because they still got Ghost of Yotei coming out in October, which is their big 2025 release, as it were. And so we're definitely, I think, I would say we're probably setting up for a good 2026 for them, maybe a really great 2027. But for right now, I think this is the best they could be able to, I think this is the best they could do with what they had available. So I would say if we had to rate it out of 5, I would say probably give it a 3 out of 5. If I had to rate it out of 10, I probably would give it maybe a 7.5 maybe. It's a good solid showcase. It's a good solid state of play. Is it the best one? No. And the way I always see about showcases is that showcases, you can't really, you can review them, and I, even though I'm doing it right now, I was like, I don't know whether or not it's good to be able to review these showcases, and whether they had the good announcements or not, because the thing is, when you're watching these, they're trying to fill it with games that are trying to appeal to as many people as possible. There are going to be games that are not going to be that people are not going to be into, there's going to be games that essentially that just don't speak to people. I always say there's always a game, there's always a showcase, with every showcase there's always a game in there for somebody, and whether or not there's more games for that person than others, I think that's where people kind of come down on. I think it's kind of hard to be able to review it from an overall standpoint, being like, if I said that yes, okay, the state of play is a 7 out of 10, for me that's a 7 out of 10. For me, it's a 7 out of 10, but for anyone else, it could be lower or even higher than that. And that's the thing. It could, because there was enough games in there for me that I liked, that I was interested in. But beyond that, not much else. I could see where people could be upset about it. So for me personally, I give the state of play a 7 out of 10 or a 3 out of 5. But that's personally for me. What do you think? What would you rate how would you give a personal rating to the state of play? And let me know of the announcements, what you thought of them in the comments down below. Ooh, excuse me. That is going to be it for me. Apparently, I'm getting a bunch of messages and a bunch of texts that literally just came in a few seconds ago, so I'm going to have to try to get on that, and then I gotta go pick up my Switch 2. I'll probably have a video later today of my unboxing again, like I said, with talking about as much accessibility as I can, and then I'll probably have another video tomorrow. So take care. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you all hopefully later today. All right, bye bye.